defensive assistant in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. He was an assistant coach in the NFL Europe League with Berlin as well. He served as defensive coordinator at the University of West Georgia, and he was the defensive coordinator at Ponchatoula last year. Now he's the head coach at East St. John, where the Wildcats are 6-3 overall, heading to the playoffs, and they'll play Bonneville at Bernardino this coming Friday night. Please give a warm quarterback club welcome to Coach Phil Banko of East St. John. Phil.
Well, good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank the quarterback club. This is really a prestigious honor. I was just talking to a young man over there at our table, and growing up, reading the Times-Picayune and the State's Item, always, every week, my grandfather would tell me about the quarterback club. And he just mentioned something that's very important. LSU and Tulane used to have one heck of a rivalry, but it used to be a banner. It used to be LSU-Tulane. They played for that banner every time they played. And so for me to speak here in New Orleans is truly, my wife keeps calling me, "Are you nervous?" I was, but now that I'm here, I feel like I'm home. No, I'm not. You know, the biggest thing we're going to talk about is East St. John football, and how did I get here? He just told you a little bit. I had an odyssey. Started Archbishop Shaw under Hank Tierney, famous Catholic League coach, who's now at Ponchatoula High School. J.T. Curtis, what else can you say? 500 victories last week. And then Mark Sanji at Jesuit, when he was there right up with Danny Abramowitz. And then went on to University of Miami, Cleveland, and NFL Europe and West Georgia. But, you know, I'm here at East St. John, and we are very proud of our football team and our program and our school. You know, and everybody asks me, well, what's so special? I'm going to tell you what's special. Our community, they love football. Just come to our game at Joe Geller Stadium. They want to get involved. We have a booster club now that helps us cook the jambalaya on Friday night and feeds our kids every week. And whatever's left over, the coaches eat on Saturday morning. Our administration, our bus drivers, our custodians, and then our number one fan. That's the lady that's sitting here, Mrs. Trish. She loves football, she loves kids, and it's the embodiment that we have. It's the passion and the caring that we demonstrate. And so it's a good situation. Right now, as Mr. Trahan just said, we're preparing for a good Bonneville High School team at Mus Bertolino this Friday. We're playing for the district championship. That's special in itself. And I was just asked the question, well, man, it must have been tough losing to Higgins last week. No, it wasn't. It's a championship game. They made a few more plays than we did. It teaches us how to grow and how to get better for this week. So that's how we look at it. You know, you leave it out on the field. But our equation, people ask me, well, why are you successful? Because, well, there's a big equation. There's a lot into it. And the number one thing is your coaching staff. We got coaches that 50% of them have coached at the collegiate level. Almost 20% coached at the NFL or the professional level. And then we look at our weight room. You know, we have a 3,000 square foot weight room. We got stuff in there that Tulane doesn't have. Okay? We got stuff in there that only LSU has, and we're fixing to get some more stuff because I really believe in the weight room. And then we have a strength coach, Coach Curtis Sabruta, who for the last 2 years has been a National High School Strength Coach of the Year for 2 straight years. And then the training room, we have a brand new training room, and we have wonderful supplies, I know, because we just paid for it. But we have a young man that we employ, Mr. Quantrell Toval, and he does a marvelous job. And again, keeps us from injuries, but it gets us back on the field after injuries. And then, you know, the last thing is the FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We got a man at our school, Dr. Travis Ford, who's taken the charge of this thing, and we have I'm proud to say we have over 130 young men and young women who have committed themselves to our program. So all that with these young people, our community, our central office, man, they wearing Wildcat shirts every week, our principal, our administrative staff, it's a total commitment to excellence. But here's the other thing. You know, I just left to come here. I was meeting with some of our defensive players because I basically coach defense. And they're all with us on board on what we're doing. See, our vision at East St. John is you're striving for excellence every single day, and no matter what it is, because it's going to transcend itself onto the football field. How we do that is our mission statement, which is team. And that's an acronym for Together Everyone Achieves More. You can look on T-shirts we have, you can look in our locker room, it's team, 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 and they know it because it's embedded into them. And, you know, the other night, I don't like to say we lost, we didn't win. We didn't win as a team. This week when we play, it's the same way. You win or lose as a team. And J.T. Curtis taught me that. He taught me a lot of things. One is teamwork. You'll never see stickers on the John Curtis helmet because that shows individualism. And I learned that from JT, just like I learned, play the game, don't let it play you. It's just like life. But you know, from way back on our first scrimmage against St. James to when we had to go to Karen Crow, you know, we lost to Karen Crow. And they were one of the top 3 teams in power rankings right now, 5A. They're a good football team. And then we lost to John Curtis in a very good game. They're number 1. They just won 500 victories. And then the other night we lost or didn't win to Higgins, who for the last 10 years, Higgins High School is the most successful public school football team in Jefferson Parish. And so what we talk about from then to now is this: the 4 phases of the game. Besides our vision and mission statement, that's offense, defense, special teams, and sideline adjustments, discipline on the sideline, keeping us in the game, winning with character, not winning with character. That's the mark of a championship team. This week, everybody's telling me we're 6-3. No, we're not. We're 0-0. And after Friday night, after we win, we're going to be 0-0 again, although we're going to be the district champions. Then we go into the playoffs. Wherever they send us, or if we play at home, I don't care. Neither do they. Because they all know that there's one other thing that's a big component. And I ask them this every day before we go to practice and before we go out on that field. Do you believe? And their response is, we believe. And I do it about 4 times. You know why? Because there's 4 letters in the word team. And that's what we do at East St. John, because that promotes the circle of trust. And right now we have a good circle of trust. And that's going to keep us on our vision, which is striving for excellence every day, and our mission, which is to win through teamwork. And I'm just very confident that, you know, we're going to have a successful campaign here in the next couple of weeks in this playoff run. And, you know, we're just going to let the chips fall where they may. But I'm very, very proud of our coaches. I'm very proud of our school and our community and our players as well. You know, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is the other night we had a lot of young men that were crying in the locker room. And I told them, you know what? I'm glad you're crying because that tells me you care. But the sun's going to come up tomorrow, because if it don't, we ain't playing, okay? But I said, you need to think about that. Come to work, and let's get better for the next week. Well, about 1:15 in the morning, I get a call from my quarterback, Darian Monroe, a.k.a. Debo. And I'm thinking something's wrong. I'm on my way home, actually. What's the matter? There ain't nothing wrong, Coach. I'm just going to let you know. I already put this game behind us. It's time to move on. Do you believe? Thank God.
Questions?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm always in a rush. Y'all got any questions?
No, raise your hand.
Any questions whatsoever?
Raise your hand if you have any.
Hey. Pass the mic. Yes. Oh. Yes, exactly. It was a developmental league. And as a competitor that I am, you know, I was always trying to get better, but I had a great coach, Rick Lance. And he told me like it was the other night. I reminded myself so much at the end of the game. Coach Banko, he always would talk real low. All you want to do is prepare your kids to get better, and with 2 minutes to go in the game, give them a chance to win it. And, you know, the NFL at the time is defunct now, but the NFL Europe was about developing people to go on. And, you know, my 2 years there, I had over 8 guys that made an NFL team. And most of them, I'm going to tell you, when they did the draft in Tampa, nobody wanted them but me. So, you know, that was a mark to them and to the football coaching staff to develop kids. And I learned that from Rick, and that's what it was for. It was to develop young men to try to have a chance to play in the NFL. Any more questions? Please. It made me think you don't care.
Right there.
Yes, sir. We have right now 2 commitments. Our quarterback, who's also a defensive back, is committed to Texas A&M. And then we have a defensive lineman, Jerron Bourne, who's committed to the University of Arizona. And then we have a couple other fellas. We have a safety that everybody's looking at, including LSU, Clarence Scott. Then we have a couple of receivers, Marcus Robinson and number 17, Mr. Rashad Green. I got all these names in my head. But they're looking at him too. And then we have a young man, a senior offensive lineman, Dontarian Savoy, that Nickel State's looking at. But yeah, we have a few. And we have, you know, as Mr. Train will tell you, we have a young team. We got 4 sophomores starting on the offensive line. On defense, we're playing 2 freshmen, and then we play a freshman on offense. I mean, you know, we don't make any excuses. We're playing the best, and we're there. Believe me, you come to the dance, we're going to dance with you, but we're looking to the future. But yes, we have a few that's going to college. Oh, they have to. I mean, they don't have to. You can send an assistant. Well, this Sunday coming up, you got to be there by 1 o'clock, and they start with single A and work their way up to 5A, and they tell you the pairings. And so, you know, you'll be there about 2 hours, and then hopefully you find a team that you're playing, and you swap. I used to say videotape. It's not anymore. It's DVDs, you know, and you swap the DVDs and go to work. But that's what it is, you know, because I know there's PowerPoints out there. They got, you know, I'm sure every news branch has their own power rankings, but they do their own. And I remember I was at Ponchatoula last year, and we had our own thing going, and then we get to the LHSA meeting, it's totally different. So I don't even look at that stuff, but when I get to the LHSA Sunday afternoon, we'll find out who we're playing. Any more questions? That's it? Well, listen, I appreciate the opportunity. Please, and at some point in time, give us a call. Come on out and see us over there in Reserve at Joe Keller Stadium, please. Thank you.